Ooh, welcome everyone to another edition of Suplexes, Scores, and Save Points, your daily home for all things wrestling, sports, and video games. As always, I am Ryan, we'll get into that, current holder of the predictions champion. With me is my brother, Nathan.
Dude, Adam Cole lost.
And with me, as always, is our other co-host, Jeff.
Cross fell, only to rise again.
There we go. We have got a big show. We had a lot happen over the weekend and a lot to get to. We're going to try to get it all in as quickly as we can, but we've got a lot to get through. Of course, we have to start, I feel like, with wrestling. It was a huge weekend in wrestling with Rampage, with SummerSlam, and with Takeover. We're going to get to all of that. Smackdown, I don't really care about. There was nothing on that show. There was nothing on that show to talk about.
It was not pretty.
Worst go-home show in a while.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was all like tag rematches and random stuff. There was nothing that made sense on this show. So.
Well, yeah. We'll get into it, but yeah.
Knox and Blackheart beat the champions again for the third time.
Again.
When are they going to
I feel like they should be champions already. That's just me,
though. Other than that, I don't really remember anything that happened on this show.
We got a nice lead into Edge's entrance at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that was the best part. The Brood. Yeah, that was
the bloodbath, but it was a black bloodbath.
No, it was a Brood.
I'm not gonna
bath.
Wow, it looked like he
PG. Can't say
it looked like he dumped a bunch of sloppy poo on his head. It was
low key promoting the new Venom movie.
yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the highlight of the show. The Brood bath. That was great. The freaks come out at night. Oh, do burner.
But yeah, it was not a very good go home show.
No.
Roman Reigns and John Cena had another talking segment. It was kind of
It wasn't as good as their other one.
No.
Yeah.
But that was it. Which was I felt like this from a show. Everyone felt like this was just the pre-show to the main event of the night, which was AEW Rampage.
Yeah.
Before we get into the show,
shit.
Before we get into it, the ratings came out today for the show. It was a 1.1, which was the 70.75 they did last week. So 75,000 last week. Or 75.
That's probably the highest rated show that they've had in any AEW show.
Supposedly, what happened was is that the first 30 minutes did 1.1, and then a lot of people tuned out after. So,
well,
I was one of those people.
Punk brought him in, but he couldn't get him to stay. Me too. I watched Punk's promo, and then I went to sleep.
Yeah,
we kind of spoiled it, but CM Punk showed up on AEW Rampage.
What'd you think, guys?
I've had a couple days to sit on it.
He didn't do the heel promo that you wanted him to, but he did make a splash. He did some stuff that he used to do in the past where he sat down Indian style for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, he realized how old he is now. He kind of got stiff while I was sitting there.
yeah, he sat there for about 2 minutes. And he was like, "Okay, I gotta get up." But I liked it. The crowd lost their marbles.
I really liked it. I am, and everyone knows I'm the first person to hate on AEW. They did this one right. I think they just let him go out there with an open mic and say what he wanted. He did a subtle shot at WWE, but it wasn't straight up. WWE sucks.
No.
And we all know. Here's the thing. People are like, oh, he took a shot. Even WWE will admit they're not pro wrestling. Everyone knows WWE isn't pro wrestling. It wasn't really a shot. It was just the truth. So
exactly.
The only thing I don't like is, what it's leading into what you're probably about to mention, Ryan, is seemingly his first match is against Darby Allin. which
how does that work? Like,
I don't know.
You got your
because Darby Allin hasn't lost much, and
he's probably
to have him go against.
He's probably like
what go against Punk. I mean,
Darby Allin's probably like the third top face in the company.
Yeah. So
what do you do the face?
Yeah.
It was a very good promo. I was a huge Punk fan. Here's the thing. I liked it, and I know he could have returned to wrestling at any time though. There were other wrestling companies around since 2014. So this thing, it was kind of like, I liked it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you said you missed the fans and you said you've been wanting to get back to pro wrestling. You could have went to ROH, could have went to Impact, could have went to
New Japan.
Which leads me to think it's about the money. He could say it's about.
It's definitely about the money.
So,
well, the thing I'm wondering, guys, is this is kind of jumping the gun a little bit, and we'll touch on it more when we get into takeover reviews. But can he still go? We witnessed Samoa Joe at Takeover look rusty, quite a bit of ring rust, which we'll touch on later.
And that was just a year.
Yeah.
CM Punk hasn't wrestled a match in 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested. It brought the viewers in. Now we'll see what Dynamite does and the key here is that Tony Khan said this is not part-time and it's not for 1 year. It is a full-time multi-year deal. So we'll see what that, if Punk's gonna, the thing was he said it himself that he didn't want to be just another guy doing bad television.
Right.
So he'll be jobbing out to Cody on Dynamite in 2 weeks anyways. It's fine.
They're going to have to keep him happy and keep him in engaging storylines. So we'll see where they go. I'm excited with the potential of Daniel Bryan, with the potential of a Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, with the potential of Adam Cole, with the potential of so many other people. AEW could gain some steam, but they have to maintain it. And they can't, and they're gonna have to release some people. Let's be honest.
They're gonna run out of room.
It was great. I will admit, seeing CM Punk back in the ring was awesome. But again, I just felt like some of it was not ingenuous. Some of it felt like it was just because he's a face.
That's true. I hope he turns bad guy fairly quick.
I want him to turn
face the whole time
at All Out. I want him to turn on Darby.
Yeah, maybe that was maybe that's what it was, Ryan. Maybe they didn't want him to turn right off the bat. They want him to have his little moment, and to have the moment with the fans, and then like maybe he'll turn at All Out. You kind of need him as a heel.
I'm just saying, like Christian, Daniel Bryan, Hangman, Darby, Orange Cassidy. Those are Jericho's face now. You need more heels.
Dean Ambrose.
You got Moxley, Eddie Kingston. You got Kenny is the only heel. Because Cody
and MJF.
And I guess Alistair. Well, now
MJF is the most over heel, I think, on AEW's entire roster. This guy gets cheered when he's supposed to be booed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's we'll see where this leads for Punk. I am excited for Dynamite for the first time in a long time, just to see what else it is. So
we had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus win their match in the tag team tournament, so they move on to face.
They're gonna win. Right? They're gonna win, right? They're gonna win this tournament, right?
What was the point of them losing last week? What was the point of them losing if they're just gonna job all these good teams and do it again?
I think it was just to get more heat on them to make it bigger when they win. I think because the young Bucks are playing the role of cocky bad guys that cheat to win all the time, and every time you think it's kind of like Triple H back in the day.
Yeah.
Every time you thought somebody was going to beat him, he would always find a way to get out of it and win and
in a cheap way. Yeah.
And then you just had to keep waiting for somebody to, although Triple H hardly ever did he never did end up putting anybody over at the end of that, but still,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna win it all out. I think that'd be a good win for them.
I hope so. Then we
And
had
hopefully they ditch Marco Stunt. Oh
yeah, please. We had Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan. This was something.
Yeah.
Jade
I
Cargill.
thought it was gonna be something,
It was
because
nothing.
they were playing up Kiera Hogan, and I was thinking, okay, she came from somewhere else. She's got kind of a name with her,
Mhm.
and I thought, okay, this is gonna be something. And it started out a little bit like something, and then she just dominated her.
Very, very, very. This was not good. This was not a good showing for either one of them. It is what it is. We're gonna keep pushing Jade regardless of how good how bad she is in the ring, because she's green. She doesn't need to be in a spotlight yet. But they're gonna keep pushing her. So, whatever. And then our main event: Jon Moxley and Daniel Garcia. This was decent.
It was okay. Daniel Garcia is just. I mean, I know wrestling nowadays. There's all kinds of body types. There's all kinds of, it's not everybody's a giant anymore. It's not but Daniel Garcia is very tiny.
Yeah,
like he is skinny and short, and when Jon Moxley towers over you, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, because Jon Moxley is not tall at all.
Isn't he like 5'10"?
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, but the match was decent. But
he's listed at 6'2".
Jon Moxley.
And I'm 6'5", but I mean,
I don't think he's 6'2".
Well, even if he isn't 6'2", that Daniel Garcia is probably like 5'4".
I was gonna say, if Moxley's 6'2", then I'm 6'2", and I'm barely even 6 foot, if that.
Yeah.
Shockingly, they don't list his height anywhere.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
All right, let's get into Saturday and Sunday here, Ryan.
Yeah, so we had Summerslam, the big one. This is probably the biggest event that WWE had this year. WrestleMania was something, but it is not compared to this.
Biggest event in summer, boys.
Packed house at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the Raiders.
Which fell apart halfway through the night.
Yeah. Packed house in my basement too, so that was fun.
Yeah, this was we all got together, watched this thing together. This was a lot of fun. It was a great time. Let's get into this. We had a pre-show match of Big E and Baron Corbin, which we did not pick because they did not announce it till the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that could have been a game changer.
Could have been.
Really. Yeah, these points were close, guys.
We have very close points. I'll go through all the points as we go here to keep you guys updated and let you know who won at the end. But Big E defeated Baron Corbin and got his contract back.
Good match. Decent match for a pre-show.
Big E almost killed himself. Every time he does that, I want to just I can't handle it. I can't.
We all yelled.
We all thought he died. It was very bad.
Yeah, that spear through the ropes needs to be banned.
If anybody did it, great. I mean, Edge is later in the night, overshadowed Big E's during the pre-show big time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we start off at SummerSlam with the Raw Tag Team title match. RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. This match went 7 minutes. A very good match. I actually enjoyed this match a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, except, I mean, when Omos is in there, you don't expect it to be long. But when AJ is in there, you think, okay, he could hold up for.
Well, now, it's kind of a weird dynamic, guys. They made Omos look like the strong guy because he wasn't in the match much and they lost. AJ Styles is a Grand Slam champion in the WWE, and he lost clean just in the middle of the ring whenever he was holding the WWE title just a year ago.
Yeah, it's very, very odd dynamic with those two. So the points here.
Where does this leave them?
Yeah.
Do you think they stay together, or do you think they break up pretty quick? Almost dumps him, or what? What's going on?
Could you see Omos as a singles guy?
It's too early for Omos.
I think so too, but does WWE?
It is WWE, and they're prone to do weird shit.
He'll be the next Cassidy Colin Cassie or Big Cass story.
Yeah. Could happen.
I messed something up here. Oh, that's where I messed up.
What about let's see, what was the next match we had on this card?
It was Eva and Alexa Bliss.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh boy, what a match.
Which I kind of enjoyed just for the simple fact that we're one step closer getting Piper Niven back instead of Doudrop.
Hopefully.
So
Yes.
I can side on that match being terrible if it gets us one step closer to that stupid ass name getting taken away.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Alexa Bliss got the win over.
This match went under 4 minutes.
Well, we didn't expect much out of it.
This match was basically Eva Marie beat up the doll for a little bit, and then Alexa Bliss beat her. That was the whole match.
Which I brought up a point in the basement, guys, while we were watching this, and you viewers at home might have noticed. Technically, by WWE rules, which they follow so strictly, Eva should have been disqualified for hitting Alexa Bliss with a doll, a solid steel doll, guys.
Agreed. That was kind of weird that they, she smacked. I mean, it's called disqualifications over stupider stuff than that.
Yeah.
My math is all off here. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. Updating the points real quick. Me and then Jeff both had RK Bro winning for 5 points for me, 4 points for Jeff. And the Eva Marie match at Alexa, we both had Alexa. Me and Jeff did for 3 points for me and 2 points for Jeff. So there you go. The next match was for the United States Championship. Very fun match in this one.
Second best match of the night, I believe.
Went about 14 minutes. Damien Priest versus Sheamus. This was a great match. I totally enjoyed this match so much.
Damien Priest really showed in that match that he is a guy that, is going to be leading them into the future of WWE. And, he proved that he can hold that weight on his shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely did. He definitely showed he could be a main eventer. I mean, when you can hold your own when you can get a good match out of Sheamus, which not very many people can do,
Yeah.
And I think the best part of the match is whenever he ripped Sheamus's face mask off and called him a bitch, just straight with the TV on there. Just straight, no filter, just right in front of the hard camera.
That was awesome.
He almost gave that match a sense of actual, realism versus scripted.
I got the points. We're good.
Yeah, I like that.
We went we split again on this one. Nathan went Priest for 16. This was his lock of the weekend. Worked out for him. It was very close there for a minute. Jeff took Priest for 18. Or for 8.
18.
8.
I was like, what?
Yeah, 18. Mark it down.
So Jeff is currently leading at this point of the game. The next match was for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus the Mysterios. This match went 11 minutes. We've seen this match
a lot,
5 times now. So I really wasn't into this match. It was a good match, and they almost had us when that moment where I thought the Mysterios were going to win. So they had a good false finish, but seeing this match all the time was kind of me.
We kind of got lost in the sauce, too, with the Mysterios gear. We didn't realize till after the match it was a Macho Man tribute.
Yeah, we were confused by what they were wearing, and it threw us off for a little bit. We spent a good time talking about that, their gear.
Well, it doesn't help that you don't think Mysterio's Macho Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That's kind of weird.
This was the first clean sweep across the board. We all picked the same team. We all went with the Usos. They got the win. I had Usos for 9. Nathan had Usos for 12, and Jeff had Usos for 14. Jeff rocking it right now. Next matchup was supposed to be Bianca Bel-Air versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca made her entrance to the ring, and then the ring announcer said, Sasha is not cleared to compete. So her replacement will be the woman who's been beat by Bianca Belair, 4 times in a row, Carmella.
Who's close
Yeah.
with staying on.
So Carmella comes out.
Yeah.
Crowd is losing their mind. They're so pissed off right now. And then they lose their mind even more in a good way as the man Becky Lynch makes her long-awaited return to the WWE. She cleans house. She takes out Carmella. She grabs a mic and says, I want the title match. Bianca accepts. Becky smacks her in the face. Hits her with what they called the manhandle slam, which is
it's basically
at all. This was just a rock bottom.
it was the rock bottom, yeah.
And Becky Lynch pinned Bianca Belair with the runtime of this match was 27 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The I don't know. She didn't really smack her. She caught her off guard with a forearm to the kind of like the back of the neck, or So she kind of a heel move, which I was like, okay. You
Very
have your
heel.
most popular.
Yeah.
If you have your most popular chick wrestler ever, and you have her win with a heel move, that's interesting.
I mean, it makes sense now afterwards seeing it, though, because, reports are saying that they're seeing her as a top heel woman on SmackDown. So
now, my thoughts on that is, okay, you're going to have a uphill battle doing that because the fans are not going to boo Becky Lynch.
No.
I don't know how you get them to boo her. She's going to have to kill somebody. I don't know what's going to happen, but
on the baby Snitsky style, do something.
Yeah, she's going to have to. Yeah, she's going to have to.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think I know what they're thinking with this. They're thinking it worked for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But
basically
the thing
the same
about
thing.
Roman Reigns, but the thing about Roman Reigns was the fans weren't behind him when he was a face.
Yeah, they didn't like him either.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not gonna work. I don't know how this is gonna go, guys. I don't like it. And you have a little bit of a Kofi Kingston vibe here going with when Brock Lesnar came in and destroyed him. And so what happens if Bianca Belair, is she gonna stay there? Is she gonna be in like the mid card of the women's division now?
Well, you look at the
Surely
SmackDown
not.
roster. I mean, you've got Carmella, Zelina, Sasha, and I guess now Becky as the heels.
Yeah.
And the faces, you've got Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and I guess Toni Storm.
Well, you see, guys, I like what Nathan said, comparing it to the Kofi and Brock. But the thing is, where I see a very crucial difference, Kofi's spot was supposed to be Mustafa Ali before he got hurt. That's justifiable where you give Kofi the fan pleasure of winning the belt at Mania and take it off of him because he wasn't supposed to ever win it. They just did it as fan service. Bianca won the damn Rumble.
Yeah.
She won the Rumble and won the belt, and then you squashed her like that.
Yeah, that's kind of.
The internet literally exploded when this happened. There were multiple. Everyone was on either side of the fence. I'm on the let's wait and see where this goes. If it leads to a long feud between the two, I'm okay with it. If Bianca gets completely pushed down the card, then it sucks. But for now, it was a moment. Whether you like the moment or not is debatable, but it was a moment.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, I don't think turning her heel is a good idea. So
yeah, we'll see what happens. The next match completely went the wrong way. We were thinking Drew McIntyre defeated Jinder Mahal in under 5 minutes.
This was my downvote of the night, guys. Downvote of the night.
What?
This match.
Nothing happened in this match. This match,
No.
Nothing happened. I can't remember a single thing. I don't even remember if Drew won this match, both the Claymore or not. I don't remember anything about this match. Because
all I remember is something about chopping Shanky's head off with a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bad part about this whole thing is, he got the better of them every time they're in the ring.
Yeah.
He never
did.
even won. There was never even a doubt that he was going to lose. I mean, I don't understand that one.
Yeah, there was a doubt in our mind because we all went with Jinder.
Well, because we thought, maybe he would get the better of him here, and then, Drew would have to. I don't know.
I thought they would just give it to Jinder as a way to because we had this conversation. What is Drew gonna do? He can't fight for the title as long as Lashley is champion. And now Priest is the new U.S. champion, so he's not going to go for that. What else? What's he going to do, Ordinaire? Just
I think that that draft is coming at some point.
supposedly.
So
yeah, that's what I think he's going to Raw SmackDown. But that's what I thought he would lose.
So I figured that, and then I think Bianca might switch too. Maybe that's where they go with that. I don't know. But yeah, that was the reason we all went that way, is because WWE does the 50-50 booking all the time. We figured, okay, Jinder's going to get this one.
Well, I figured he'd win by cheating or something, some sneaky shit, but he did nothing at all. Drew McIntyre squashed him this whole match. Ridiculous. Yeah. I don't understand why this was even on SummerSlam. This was a waste of time. And we had the triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte versus Nikki ASH. Rhea Ripley. We all went on a different side of this one. I went for Charlotte. Nathan went for Rhea, and Jeff went for Nikki. Wasn't happy about my pick, but it's WWE. It's SummerSlam. Charlotte goes over as always.
One thing I noticed is throughout the match and the beginning of the match, the fans were behind Charlotte like they always are for some reason. But as the match went on and in the closing moments while she was holding up that belt, I felt a little bit of the crowd getting restless and not too happy about it after the fact.
I agree.
Yeah. This was the crowd was already kind of weirded out by the Becky Lynch thing. Then they did the Charlotte Flair thing. And spoiler alert for Takeover, I am not happy about the way they booked any of the women's division this whole weekend. I think they screwed up every single match in the women's division, and so did a lot of the internet. The next match,
Nikki Bella. Did you hear her comment?
Yeah, she was not happy.
Yeah.
Next match, fantastic match all around. Edge versus Seth Rollins. This match was awesome. This was one of the
match of the night.
This was great. We all went a different way on this one. I went for Rollins. You two went for Edge. This was a fantastic match. Edge came out with the Brood entrance, and then it switched to his normal entrance. This was great. Edge did Big E's spear, but 10 times better.
You got to give props to Rollins on that, though. He helped a lot with that.
Yeah.
And plus, Edge isn't 300 pounds. Which helps.
He just has a surgically repaired neck that if he lands on, he'll probably die or be paralyzed.
Just that little thing.
This was fun. They went back and forth. A lot of false finishes, a lot of moments where we all thought it was over. But Edge won with a submission, which no one saw coming.
No.
I've never saw anyone do what he quite did, bashing Rollins' head into the ground either.
Yeah. He walked into submission, was like a crossface with something. It was a weird, some sort of submission. And then he just bashed his face into the ground, and then Edge Rollins tapped out.
He pulled a bulldog choke out.
Yeah.
But he pulled a bulldog choke, or a fulcrum choke, if you want to call it, while he had the arm in the cross arm status.
Yeah, it was like a crossface choke thing. It was weird. Very innovative. Edge pulled out some stuff that I'd never seen him do in a while. This was great. 21 minutes this match went. Fantastic. We can go from fantastic to awkward as Bobby Lashley defended the WWE Championship against Goldberg. I still don't know what happened in this match.
We saw a assault of a senile old man and a CPS case in the making, something like that. I don't know.
So this match this wasn't terrible. This was better than a lot of other Goldberg matches. It went 7
Besides
minutes.
him almost killing Lashley off the top rope.
There was that. He threw him off the top. Lashley landed on his neck. Lashley started working on the leg of Goldberg, and then MVP hit him with the cane, and Goldberg sold it about 3 seconds later. Lashley ended up winning this match by stoppage because his knee was too hurt. He had too big of a boo-boo, and he could not continue, which led to Goldberg's son, jumping in the ring, jumping on Bobby Lashley's back, which led to Lashley locking him in the hurt lock until he realized who it was and threw him on the ground. Goldberg's son is 15 years old. He is a freshman or a sophomore in high school.
He was flailing. Like, his body was flailing around.
He sold it like a champ. I'll give him. It probably fucking hurt, honestly. Lashley's a big dude. This was, I did not expect that. Lashley wins, which is great, but I have a feeling this is leading to a match at Crown Jewel, which was announced during the show for October something. Yay.
We all
had
I think this was this was a way for Lashley to win ish without actually pinning Goldberg, which
God, if this feud continues, I'm gonna be so mad.
We know how much Saudi Arabia loves Goldberg. And I mean, the best case scenario coming out of Saudi Arabia, guys, no matter what happens with that match and the title, hopefully their planes get stuck again and we get to see NXT guys on the main roster again, because that was arguably the best highlight of that whole week.
Which then leads to our main event of the evening. Roman Reigns defends the Universal title against the 16-time John Cena, 16-time champion John Cena. He had a cool new Super Mario inspired shirt when it had all of his titles on the back, which was really cool. This was great, better than I thought. It was exciting.
Yeah, no, they for John Cena not wrestling in a long time, to come in there and put on a performance like that was pretty good.
It's great.
And if we get John Cena, I'm not a big John Cena fan, but if we get John Cena in little spurts like that where he has a match like that, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to be said for this match. It was pretty straightforward how everyone thought it was going to go, back and forth, near falls, John Cena kicking out 2 until he doesn't. And the big thing we got to talk about is I was mad at the outcome of this match until almost like a post-credit scene.
Yeah, it was like a Marvel movie. Reigns had won this match by spear. Everyone's kind of, some people happy, some people are, mad, whatever. And then you hear, I can't do it, but do. And Brock Lesnar with his new badass haircut and a beard, and he walked out looking like a swole Dean Ambrose. And Paul Heyman had a fucking panic attack.
I'm here for the face Brock Lesnar. He seemed like he actually enjoyed it this time. He didn't have to hide interacting with the fans.
He loved it.
Yeah, well, he did. He looked like, because before he would come out and he would just be like zoning out.
Yeah.
And he didn't zone out this time. He
enjoyed himself. And he
smiled.
A motivated Brock Lesnar is a good Brock Lesnar. A Brock Lesnar who's having fun and wants to be there is the best Brock Lesnar you can have, because he'll put on some damn good matches. When he wrestled AJ and Bryan and all them. We'll see what happens. I don't know if this match is going to happen right away. We'll see what happens with this. Lesnar's not going to be on the show every week. You have to know that.
Heyman on a pole match. I'm calling it, guys. Set him up in the corner, tie him to a pole. Roman, and doesn't have to be give Heyman the belt around his waist. It could be for Heyman and the belt.
I mean, that is an interesting point here is, and that's why I think people are excited for this feud as compared to their last matches, because you have the added thing of now Roman's the heel and Brock's the face, but also where does Heyman do? He thought Brock was never coming back, so he aligned himself with Roman, and now Brock's back. Could be some interesting stuff happening, and Roman Reigns is on the top of his game, so you'll know he'll have some cool stuff to say. I'm actually excited. I'm excited for a Roman Reigns-Lesnar match, which I would never thought I'd say.
Right? And, I mean, you can't have Paul Heyman go back to Lesnar if Lesnar's is going to be this new face gimmick. You can't have Heyman go back to him. So the only thing I can see is that face Lesnar better enjoy it while it lasts, because it could be gone when Heyman costs Roman the championship and goes back to Lesnar, and it's heel Lesnar.
Yeah. Let's hope they don't do that.
Pulling old Big Show Brock Lesnar. But SummerSlam, it was, had its moments. We did not talk about the whole Xavier Woods, Morrison, Miz thing because it's left unspoken.
It was, guys, honestly, Well, let's all put our grades out of SummerSlam. I give it a 8, solid 8.8. 8.8 out of 10. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go around 8.5. It had a moment, like, a couple matches brought it down for me. As much as the Becky thing was cool, I didn't like the outcome right in the moment. I'd give it, B+.
It did what it needed to do, I think.
Very good show. And we'll see if they can keep this momentum going into Raw.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
It's right here, right now, fellas. It's about to be right here tonight.
And with that, speaking of being right here and not knowing where we're going, NXT TakeOver Sunday night. This, in all honesty, and this is not a joke, this could be the last TakeOver we ever see. Who knows what the future holds for NXT? We went out with a pretty good show, though. If this was the last one ever, they went out with as good as they could do. The pre-show match, which, if you want to call it that, Ridge Holland versus Trey Baxter. Ridge Holland won this match in under 2 minutes.
And then he called out good old Toothless Tim.
Which was a guaranteed 13 points for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so the first show on the main card was the $1 Million Championship match. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. Grimes has heat. The crowd is just 100% behind him. He has got the crowd eating out of his hands right now. It is insane to see. Because he was like, when he first showed up and like for a while there, he was just like spinning his wheels. No one really liked him. And first he took it, man. And now he's organically got himself over, which means Vince is probably not happy.
Yeah. And I mean, you got to give props to LA Knight too. I mean, he did what he needed to do as a heel. And if you watch that match closely, LA Knight was the one calling that match.
Yeah.
It wasn't Cameron Grimes.
Knight had a good showing here. Grimes, this was back and forth. Very good match. I enjoyed every minute of it. Cameron Grimes wins with the cave in, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
This went 16 and a half minutes. Very good opener. Got the crowd into it right off the bat. And Cameron Grimes is the new $1 Million champion. We all picked Grimes. 11-11-3 for Jeff. So Jeff, this was probably where you picked Cena, which was your downfall probably, but this one probably did not help either. The next match I didn't like. Raquel Gonzalez defending the NXT Women's Championship against Dakota Kai. Now, this match was good. Very good match, and I told you guys, the crowd is not into Raquel at all. They were not into her. They wanted Dakota Kai to win this match. They were firmly behind Dakota Kai. And when she lost, it kind of turned the crowd a little bit.
I think we take two things from this match, fellas. I think one, set in stone, pretty much Dakota Kai is going to Raw or SmackDown. Two, Raquel Gonzalez, NXT is sticking to what they said. They're going to make it a developmental brand. And that's why Raquel Gonzalez is staying there, because she needs that development.
Yeah. I went with Kai, which this was when I lost. This match determined whether I was going to keep the championship or not. And I lost it. You guys both went with Gonzalez. I mean, and then afterwards we had the debut. Well, kind of the debut. She's been around. She came back. She was during War Games. But Kaylee Ray came out. So essentially we had Raquel beat Kai just to feed her, just because we had to have Kaylee Ray show up. Which I like Kaylee Ray, but Kai needed the moment, and I think the crowd would have exploded if she won. Like I said, I didn't like the way they booked the women's division all weekend, but
I think maybe Dakota Kai comes to the main roster, Ryan.
She's going to do nothing on the main roster. That's the thing. She's a. We'll see.
I mean, I would have rather, all fair guys, I would rather see Dakota Kai versus Kaylee Ray than Kaylee Ray versus Raquel.
Raquel's, and I kind of got into it with the guy on Twitter. I said Raquel Gonzalez's reign has been forgettable. It hasn't been forgettable. It's just not been good. She
never defended it.
It's just not good. Her matches are not up to the standard that other matches, like other championship matches, were having. And it's not working.
I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't like it either. I did pick Raquel Gonzalez, but
it was a smart pick. It was a smart pick to go with Raquel, but I think Dakota needed it, and so did a lot of the fans.
I honestly, Ryan, I think that was one of the signs that NXT is changing.
Yep.
Because normal NXT probably would have went with Dakota Kai, because they usually do that. They you can usually tell what they're gonna, and they didn't go that way.
Speaking of a great match, we didn't almost talk about a great match, but we had match of the year, 100%. We had one of the greatest wrestling matches I've ever watched in my entire life. This topped their first one. Ilya Dragunov and Walter went out for 20 plus minutes and beat the holy hell out of each other. And
I loved the last match of the night.
I loved every minute of this match. This was awesome. This was match of the year. I don't care. This was great. Ilya and Walter just went out there, and Walter caved in Ilya's chest. I mean, oh my God.
I'm surprised Ilya's cut didn't bust open, actually. I was kind of surprised about that.
It started to, and then it didn't. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that match was crazy. Walter looked really good. Everyone's got to remember, he's not skinny.
Walter looked great, and I know Walter does not want to go US full time. But could you imagine the matches he could have with the likes of Lesnar and Lashley and Reigns and like Ricochet? Oh my God, they would be amazing. This match, I did not know how this match was going to end, honestly, because there were moments where I thought it was over, where Walter won. I agree. If they didn't do the Kaylee Ray spot after the Raquel match, I thought for sure they were going to do the same thing. I thought they were going to do something here. If they wouldn't have done it then, I thought they were going to have Walter win and someone walk out. But Ilja made Walter tap, which shock ending. Did not expect
Ilja, he locked that in deep. He lifted Walter up.
Ilya picked him up a couple times, and it shocked me completely. I was like, what?
He's stronger than shit.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah, he is.
Ilya made Walter tap. We all had that right. This was 5, 7, 8 stars, whatever you want to call it. This was
my lock of the night too.
And then we had O'Reilly and Cole, 2 out of 3 falls. I'm not gonna lie. My son got sick during this match, so I didn't see some of it. So the first fall happened very quickly. O'Reilly rolled him up for a win very quickly.
Yeah.
And then we had the street fight, which they beat the hell out of each other. Very insane. And then we had the steel cage. Cole won the street fight, and then we had the steel cage. This ending was one of the weirdest endings I've ever seen.
See, like I told you guys earlier in our group chat, yes, we talk outside of the show, believe it or not, people. So I said, I wonder if Cole was supposed to win this match, and since he knows he's leaving, he gave O'Reilly the over. Because if you watch before the super kicks with the handcuffs, he's talking to O'Reilly an awful lot.
This ending,
yeah.
And the crowd didn't like the ending either. And I don't think it was because O'Reilly won. I think it was just because it was such a weird ending. So Cole tied O'Reilly or handcuffed O'Reilly to the ropes, super kicked him in the face like 3 times, went for another one. O'Reilly caught it and locked in a leg lock, and Cole tapped. And it was a shock ending, but it didn't work for me. I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
But O'Reilly did beat Cole. I went for Cole because it didn't matter at this point. I had 1 point left, so I threw it on him. And then we had our main event. Samoa Joe and Karrion Kross for the NXT title. Kross looked good in this match, but Joe, oh boy, I'm going to give him some time. I know he's, hadn't wrestled in over a year, but boy, oh boy, was he blown up in this match.
People were saying that, giving Kross shit for that one Saito suplex where Joe kind of landed. Everyone said he landed on his head. He didn't land on his head. He landed on his shoulders. But the thing is, if you're taking that suplex, you have to know how to protect yourself. At the same time, Jeff Hardy protected himself on the main roster when Kross was doing it to him. You tuck your chin. You don't let your head fly back. And then you compare it to what Joe did to Cross with the power slam. That's on the guy giving the move, not taking the move. That you got to flip him over. And he dropped Cross on his head.
Well, this match was basically Cross beating the hell out of Joe for 12 minutes and then Joe hitting the muscle buster and winning. That's pretty much
It's not even the muscle buster anymore, though, because after he hurt Tyson Kidd, it's more like a suplex.
Yeah, he doesn't do it the same way. Which I was surprised. I popped for it because I didn't think I'd see it. But Joe wins. And this new man, they really put the strap on an up and coming youngster for the new look NXT.
Well, I think Joe's going to be there to put over all the young guys. Like, I think they're going to give whoever beats Joe is going to be their next young guy champion.
I got a hot take, Nathan, and you're kind of along my lines of a hot take, buddy. So I feel like Joe is going to take the title to Tuesday, vacate the title, said he did what needed to be done, and he's going to give it to someone to a fresh start to NXT that isn't cross-ruled, vacate the title, have a tournament for the belt, and Joe goes on and either becomes more of a on-screen role like he was with Regal, or he goes back to the main roster, which I know is controversial because he got fired. But you have to think who's going to be running the shows now. It's going to be Fox and USA based on Nick Khan's interview where he said it's ultimately about the money. It's them paying money to run the show.
I was thinking the same lines. I think he's going to vacate the title. I think he's going to come out and say, I did it just to get the cut off Cross. We don't need him around here. He's gone. He's on the Raw. We don't need him around here anymore. And I'm the same way. I think he's going to vacate it, and they're going to have a great tournament, and who knows who's going to win. But I think he'll stay in NXT because I think he signed an exclusive NXT contract. I don't know. I think he might stay wrestling, but not do all the just be like, have the dream matches with Pete Dunne and who knows who else. So, I don't know. NXT, we'll see what happens.
So, who won, Ryan?
So, the final tally for this big prediction, this is one of the funnest ones we've done. I ended up with 98 points, which you think might be a big total. Then you hear Jeff and Nathan's and you realize, oh. Jeff ended up with 114 points. And Nathan ends up with 115 points. Nathan wins by 1 point, which means the prediction championship, the next time you see it, will be around the waist of Nathan. We'll get it to him some point throughout the week, and he will have it for the podcast Friday. Very fun prediction challenge. This was great. This is probably one of the closest ones we've had in a while.
It was to come down to 1 point. That's insane.
That's pretty cool. It was very fun.
You can't script that.
This was fun. And we will be doing it next week or this week, I guess, because NWA is doing their 2 shows this week. So
and watch out, guys. Promos are coming hot and heavy from us, and they're going to be something. I tell you, just keep an eye out for mine. I'll tell you that already. A little sneak peek.
So we've got we've got Empower and NWA the 70 whatever 74
rock on
73
73
this week.
All right, let's jump into sports and video games real quick, Ryan. Let's get to sports. We had a Bellator event, and we also had a fight night so we had a lot of MMA action.
Fighting over the weekend.
Who was on the Bellator, Ryan? What was the main event of the Bellator?
Well, let me see here. Let my UFC or ESPN pull up here. On the Bellator show, we had this was Bellator 265. The main event was Congo versus Kharitonov, and Cheek Congo gets the win by rear naked choke.
Damn.
Also, Billy Swanson beat Marcelo Golm beat Billy Swanson. Jornell Lugo beat Keith Lee. Keith Lee doing double, I guess, apparently doing and Logan Storley defeated Dante Shiro. That's your main card.
All right. And then we had a fight night. Yeah,
we had Gastelum versus Cannonier, and Jared.
It's Gastelum, by the way.
Gastelum and
Cannonier.
It's Canar, I think.
Well, Cannonier gets the win by unanimous decision. Clay Guida was on this show.
Yes, man.
He lost to Marco Madsen. Yeah,
but it was a good fight, and it was a guy that was 10-0. So that's crazy.
Parker Porter, who sounds like a creator wrestler that you would just create, beat Chase Sherman. Sadyokub Karamanov defeated Traven Jones. Vince Pitchell defeated Austin Hubbard, and Alexandri Pentola beat Brandon Royval.
All right.
I'm butchering these names, dude. That's why I like pro wrestling, because pro wrestling, they come up with names people can actually pronounce.
All right, let's go into some preseason football, Ryan.
Woo, yay.
Mitchell Trubisky whipped the absolute shit out of the Bears. That's all I know.
Yeah, I think he went into Chicago and said, "Look at this, motherfuckers." He's like, "You released me. This is what you get." Trey Lance.
Any highlights?
Trey Lance looked pretty good playing for San Francisco. He had 202 yards passing. He looked pretty good. Tua looked okay in Miami. Threw 183 yards. Las Vegas gets a win. Indiana got a win. There you go.
All right.
Got it. Jeff hit us with the NASCAR.
So NASCAR had a really interesting weekend. Of course, at Michigan, trucks were at WWT Worldwide Technologies Raceway along with the Indy cars this weekend. IndyCar was good racing, by the way. If you're an open wheel fan, go check that out. It was a really good race. But NASCAR, the truck series had a crazy wreck on the front stretch a couple times. They apparently forgot how to race. But Haley Deegan became the first female in the truck series to finish in the top 10 at a restrictor plate track on a non-restrictor plate track, such as Daytona and Talladega. She finished 7th, and it was a really good run. And the Xfinity Series at Michigan, as well as the Cup Series, came down to a green-white checkered. AJ Allmendinger getting the win, known as the road course ringer, but he has been mastering these ovals. So, I mean, he's a pretty solid lock for a championship contention. Then the Cup Series went to Michigan, where everyone thought Kyle Larson was going to dominate. Kyle Larson dominated, except at the very end, he became a team player instead of taking it all for himself and actually helped his teammates secure a second spot while he finished 3rd, where he arguably had a faster car and could have won the race. But Ryan Blaney snuck through and got the win. He second win of the year. He's honestly fighting for a spot to keep that 12 in the coming years because he's not been as productive as people would have thought. So that definitely helps his move. Good drive on Matt DiBenedetto as well, trying to secure a ride for next year. So it's getting hot and heavy in the NASCAR as the series is winding down, and it's anybody's ball game at this moment. I mean, the favorite has to be Young Money Kyle Larson to win the championship in the Cup, but you never know. Someone can sneak in there.
Yeah, we've got we're down to
that's crazy, man.
Final race before the playoffs is this weekend at Daytona.
Oh, big news as well coming out of Xfinity this weekend, I forgot to mention. Ex-football player, Hall of Fame football player, Emmitt Smith, actually is owning an Xfinity Series team ran by Jesse Uwugie, who, not the best driver, but the Drive for Diversity program, so I understand why. He's a cool dude, just not a really good race car driver, kind of like Bubba Wallace, decent guy, not the best race car driver, but it'll be fun to see. I mean, Alvin Kamara is a part owner in the Cup Series next year. I mean, NASCAR's starting to get some eyes on it, and I think it all has to do with, these big guys bringing big money, such as Pitbull and people like that.
Absolutely, yeah. I like it. Let's see. What else happened over the weekend, Ryan? We had some baseball. Any changes in the playoff race?
Let's look into that. I don't.
Dodgers have pretty much locked up the wild card.
I know the Reds are moving up. The Reds are and actually there is some movement, Nathan. The Reds have taken the second wild card spot.
Woo! Yeah.
They are up 1 game on San Diego and up 4.5 on St. Louis. So it is probably a two-team race.
Wait a minute here.
He's gotta go represent. Wait a minute. Jesus, it took you forever to find it.
All right, here we go. There we go. Yes.
And in the American League, it is still the Yankees and the Red Sox. But the Red Sox are only up half a game on Oakland for that final wild card spot. So it is it's coming down to the gritty here. We got about a month left in the season. And we got some craziness going on in the world of MLB.
All right. Let's jump over to video games real quick, Ryan. We'll wrap this up. It's kind of a long one since we a lot of wrestling this weekend. Yeah. Let's jump over to video games, Ryan. Halo, apparently the multiplayer and the co-op stuff is going to be delayed
again.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. They said that this is going to be more of a games of service type game anyway. So that means if it is a games of service game, that means there's going to be a lot of downloads. It's going to be a lot of stuff coming. So, I mean, technically, is it a delay whenever you're just going to wait for other stuff coming? So, I don't know how I feel about it. It's Halo. It'll be fine eventually,
Yeah.
It just needs to come out because Xbox has nothing. So they need to hurry up and get that game out.
Yeah. Speaking of release of delays, we finally got some news regarding WWE 2K22 during SummerSlam weekend, and it was not news that people are happy about.
No.
2K22 has been delayed until March 2022, and they basically said, we ain't telling you shit till January.
I mean, at first, I was along the motto of,
I'm okay.
Are we sure it's a delay? Because they never announced when it was coming out officially.
Yeah, it's really not a delay.
After hearing the new news about it and how 2K and WWE are not getting along, okay, it's a delay. It's not. It's not a setback.
Yeah.
No, apparently WWE was wanting it to come out the normal time that it usually comes out, and 2K was like, we want to make this a better game. It's not coming out right now.
And also 2K was like, we got to take out 50 people.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to get interesting. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have over the weekend? There's a Gamescom coming out Wednesday. Gamescom. Ryan, Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, the new game coming out. It's supposed to be there. Maybe they'll give us a release date. Maybe they'll give us is it gonna have online multiplayer so I can play with you on the house?
I'm so tired of these. I mean, it's funny. I'm feeling like a hypocrite because
no, you're not. Because because we always wanted more co-op games, but I didn't want them to take out the other.
Yeah,
you can have both.
Yeah,
I just wanted. Most games never had local multiplayer when I wanted it. Now that's all we get.
We've had 3 games come out that we really wanted to play with each other, and then they're all just local co-op.
Like, why do you gotta take it out? Why just add it? I mean,
it makes no sense to me, dude. I can't, but I don't know. But yeah. So, let's see what else is there. But yeah, so WWE, we'll see. It looked good. The stuff they showed, it looked good. So here's hoping. Here's hoping.
Yeah,
Not a whole lot of facial expressions on the characters, on the models, though, is what I noticed.
Yeah, it's pretty stiff. What about let's see, what else do we have go on? We had apparently Activision, Ryan. Everybody at Activision's working on Call of Duty, apparently. So all the other games that they're supposed to have coming out, everybody is working on Call of Duty. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
We've got a game that is apparently the internet has. This game is apparently a rough one. It's called 12 Minutes. It is released for the Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and for online on Steam. I'm not going to spoil this game. I've not played it. I might, but apparently this game will make you hate everyone involved in the game. The protagonist, his wife, everybody. This game is about a guy stuck in a time loop with his pregnant wife. And long story short here, your wife dies multiple times. You have to drug her. You have to beat her up. This game is very dirty, very bad. And the ending apparently is absolutely terrible and everyone hated it.
Wow.
So if you want a game that's going to make you apparently hate life, I guess check out 12 Minutes. I don't know, but yeah, this game is very bad, apparently.
I'll pass on that.
Yeah, they said that there actually was like is a content warning before you play this game that it's so bad. And a lot of people are hating this game. So I'm just going to throw it out there. If you want to check it out for your own sick perversion, I guess, check it out. I will probably be skipping it.
Yeah. Jeff, you said that you got the new Madden.
So
have you played it yet?
Yeah, I did get the new Madden. It's it'll be better on next gen, honestly. You need it for next gen. I don't. The running physics are kind of the same. I mean, you can tell a very, very slight difference in the normal game, but it still feels exactly the same. If you aren't like squinting to pay attention, you won't notice it. But on next gen is what makes the difference. Different running styles, home field advantage, better graphics, different cutscenes, different animations. Tell you what, guys, Madden 22 is making me be on the hunt for an Xbox One Series X right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Whenever they do that, it makes me question why did you even put that game out for the Xbox One if it's gonna, if all the stuff is taken out of it? I mean, like, what's the point of that? All you're doing is pissing people off.
Pretty much.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't make you want to. I mean, it kind of makes you want to jump up to the next system, but also at the same time, it's like, why did you even let me buy this? Why would?
Well, I mean, they do give you the option. Whenever you go to buy it, if you buy it on the Microsoft Store, they give you the option for Xbox One, Xbox One X. But the difference is, it's an $80 game for the One X or the Series S, and it's the thing that really makes me want to get it in the next gen console. The new physics, the new animations, all that. But whenever it rains, the jerseys actually get wet and the helmets are actually wet, unlike standard Madden where they're dry all the time.
Right. That's pretty cool.
They change colors and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Ryan, got any releases?
There's a couple. I'll go through a couple of them that are coming out within the next couple days. We've got a game called I Expect You to Die 2. I don't know. I didn't know there was a first I Expect You to Die, but apparently there is a sequel.
Yeah, it's on VR too.
Yeah.
That's great.
This is called The Spy and the Liar and is out for the PS4 and the PC.
All right.
Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2 is out for the PS5.
That is a fucking ridiculous name.
Yeah. Darker Skies releases on the next gens, PS5 and Xbox Series.
Let me just say, all these games coming out lately are just doom and gloom. Let me tell you, what the hell?
Well, you know, there's also a game coming out for the PS4 called Murder Mystery Machine, so you know. Myst. The remake of Myst is out for the Xbox Series X and PC tomorrow. I'm trying to find one that's like some of the big games, but you know, a lot of them have already been so not really.
Yeah, Myst is just a point and click adventure.
I don't know how that's going to work on a Series X, but
it's the thing I hate about Myst, Ryan, in games like Myst, is you play them, the surroundings are beautiful, and it takes you into the game, and there's like a mystery, but there's nothing happening. Like there's no action, there's no jump scare. It feels tense. Yeah, it's just puzzles, and it feels tense the whole time. It's like, what the hell?
Aliens Fire Team Elite is out tomorrow as well.
Yeah, that's a game I was looking forward to.
And that's about it. That's all the big ones. There's some Psychonauts 2 is out for the PS4.
Ooh.
Hotel Life Resort Simulation is out. If you want to talk about Doom and Gloom, there's a game coming out called Tormented Souls for the PS5.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, Doom and Gloom everywhere. And there's a game called Inked, A Tale of Love. There you go. See? There. We're getting a little bit.
There we ended on a love. There we go. I like it. I like it.
I you know what? I guarantee that game is going to be dark and gritty. But yeah,
right.
So this one was a very video game or wrestling heavy podcast, but of course we had massive stuff happen over the weekend in the world of wrestling. We'll try to balance it out more in the next one. Sometime either this week or next week, we'll work out the details. We'll be doing our very special NFL preview and show. We'll be going through every division, picking our winners, every division, and then we're picking the playoffs and our Super Bowl predictions, and then we'll revisit it at the end of the season and see, who did better.
If you're a wrestling fan, no matter what initials are on the apron, it is a great time to be a wrestling fan.
It is.
Oh, absolutely.
It is. I woke up. Yeah, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. If you're a sports fan, NFL's back. NBA is going. College football is going to be coming back. So it's a good time. We got
it'll balance out. The sports and video games will balance out as we get closer to the fall, because then we start getting more game releases, coming out for the
cons and more stuff coming out. And
well, because you're gonna have the holiday season's coming.
Holidays are coming. Don't remind me. I work in retail. Don't tell me that. But yeah. So the Friday show, we'll be doing our weekly review and some other fun stuff, and then like we said, we'll be doing some NFL preview. As always, stay tuned to all the social media, because you never know when we could drop some promos or some funny special videos on there. Be on the lookout for on the social media. It is at Sabri ENT across the board, no matter if it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or our YouTube channel, which I will be uploading some videos on there. I took some wrestling quizzes, and I'll be uploading those videos shortly. Plus, the Super Mario playthrough is continuing as well for a couple more weeks.
How long did you guys play that damn game?
There's like 20 something parts. So
some people beat that game in like 5 hours, right?
We're not some people. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel. Gonna try to grow that. This will be on YouTube as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. So that's going to do it. As always, we appreciate you. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/SabriENT, or just give us a like and a follow and share this around Tell your friends and family about it. We appreciate it. For Nathan and for Jeff, I am Ryan, reminding you to always score if you can, save if you must, but always suplex when necessary.
Later.
Yeah.